Let's remind you of the Wronskian of our solutions. So the Wronskian of the solution y1 and y2 is simply the determinant of y1, y2, y1, y2 and y1 prime, y2 prime, and this system is actually equals to y1, y2 prime minus y1 prime, y2. Okay, so this is the Wronskian of our homogeneous solutions to the equation. We need it now, and the derivatives of our functions are then, so we use our Kramer's rule. So remember, so the system of equations now is actually equals something like this. If we did you studied matrices? Do you study matrices in algebra? Someone answer, please. Yes. So let's write the system in terms of matrices, using matrices. So this system will be something like this. Okay, times equals. So this is the system. We have here the vector 0 and here we have g of x. Okay, and the unknown functions are u1 here and u2 here. What remains now is the Wronskian, which is y1, y2 and y1 prime, y2 prime. Okay, so we will solve the system using the Kramer's rule. So for the first variable, using Kramer's rule, y1 prime is actually equals to the determinant of here we replace the first column with 0 and g of x, and we let the second as is, y2 prime. Okay, over the determinant of our matrix. Okay, y1 prime, y2 prime, and remember that the denominator is actually the Wronskian, which is w of y1 and y2. Okay, now we compute the determinant of the numerator, which is 0 times y2 prime, which is equals to 0 minus g of x times y2. Okay, so this is the first solution. So this is y1, and now y2 with the same way, y2 prime is actually equals to, I will write here the Wronskian y1, y2, then we replace in the second column with 0 and g, and here we put y1 prime. So we get, it is actually equals to g of x times y1 of x all over the Wronskian of w1 and w2. Okay, till now everything, I think everything is clear. If you have any questions, you could ask them now before continuing. So we continue. Could you please repeat the question, Leila?
I wanted to ask, how do you choose this order of matrices?
how you choose the order of matrices.
Yeah.
Do you mean how you put the entries of the matrix?
Yeah. Like the first part and then second part.
The first part. So, you know how to multiply a matrix by a vector.
Yeah, I know. But how do you choose that second vector? U1 prime or U2 prime?
The second vector,
Yes.
which is u1 prime, u2 prime.
Yes.
It is so if you let's do the multiplications here. We are at this step, okay? This what if you do the calculations, what this gives you? y1 y1, I will change the color so to blue. Okay, it will give you y1 times u1 prime plus y2 times the second one, which is u2 prime, is equal to 0. Then the second line, which is this, we multiply this guy with those two. You get y1 prime u1 prime plus u2 prime u2 prime, which is equal to the second entries of the vector, which is z of x. And this is exactly the system that we are trying to solve. Did you understand now? Is that answers the question?
Yes, I know. I get it. Thank you.
Thanks. So we continue. Is there any other question? Okay. So now, let me ask you another question. You know how to apply the Kramer's rule. There is no problem with it. Did you study Kramer's rule?
No, I don't really.
Ah, yes. So let me explain to you very quickly. It's very simple. So notice this system of equations. Okay. To find I will put in red the unknown functions that we are trying to look for. This is u1, okay, and this is the second unknown function that we are looking for. Those two here, okay. So how to find them using Kramer's rule? You know how to compute the determinant, correct?
Yes.
So in the determinant, to find the first unknown, which is u1 prime, here in the first column, remember that this guy here, this is the first column and this is the second column. Remember that the first column is always multiplied by the first unknown that we are looking for, and the second column is multiplied by always the second entry of the vector, which is u2 prime. So in Kramer's rule, since in u1 we replace this in the matrix. Suppose that this matrix is called matrix A. We replace the first column of the matrix A. So A has two columns. Here first column and the second column. In the first column we replace 0G and we let the others as it is. And here when we look for u2, here we have A, first column and the second column. We replace the second column by 0J and we let the first column as it is. Then we divide everything by the determinant of the matrix A. Okay? And in this case the determinant happens to be the Wronskian. Y2, and the same thing here. It is the Wronskian. Okay? So by this way we compute the first unknown and the second unknown. Is that answers the questions? Do you understand now how to apply the Cramer's rule? So in one word, in one sentence, Cramer's rule, you will replace the vector B. I will summarize it here. Say suppose you have a matrix A like this, and multiplied by x, which is a vector like this of unknown variables, and it is equal to some vector B. Okay, so this is x1 and this is x2. So x1 using Cramer's rule, it is the matrix A, but in the first column we put B, and we let the second column as it is. Okay, over the determinant of A, and x2 would be the matrix A, but we let the first column as it is, and we change the second column, we put B, and we divide by the determinant of A, and this is called the Cramer's rule. Okay, that's it. So we applied it here and we found y1 and u1 and prime and u2 prime. So the next thing is, so here okay, so let's go here now. Let's summarize. So we have here y1 prime is equal to minus g of x times y2 over the Wronskian of y1 and y2, and u2 prime is equal to g of x times u1 over the Wronskian of y1 and y2. Let me check if maybe I did a mistake. No, that's correct. So next, so this will give us the functions that we are looking for. u1, which is the integral of minus u2 times g over the Wronskian w dx, and u2 is equal to the integral of u1 times g over w the Wronskian times dx. So, and next, the final step is now to replace. So the general, so the particular solution would be, so now the general solution G is equal to the homogeneous solution, which is C1 times Y1 plus C2 times Y2 plus the particular solution YP, and here YP, as we compute it, is equal to, this YP is equal to U1, the function that we did found, times U1 plus U2 times Y2. Okay, so this is the final solution of our equation. Someone may wonder why we have too many methods, why we need this method specifically. Do you know why we need this method specifically? Do you have any idea why we need this method? So I will tell you why. So if you have a function an equation like this, y double prime plus p of y prime plus q of u is equal to some function like exponential x, or some polynomial px times exponential something kx, or some combination a cos x plus b sine x, and this exponential times exponential some say some number L times x. If we have all these cases, we can simply guess the particular solution yp. In the first case, maybe simply there are the method of undetermined coefficients that we will see. You may suppose that yp is equal simply to some polynomial px times some function, say for example exponential kx, okay? Or if you have this one, you may suppose that yp, you may guess it is something like this, something c times cos x plus d times sine y sine x exponential lx, okay? But the problem happens when, if this function g in the second equation, if g of x is equal to something weird, like for example ln x, or some 1 over cosine x squared, for example, or something unusual, for example a combination sine x over ln x plus 1. Here the only method that make you solve the problem is the variation of constants. Do you understand now why, when to use the method of variation of constants? We solve so is it clear why we use the method of variation of constants? Yes, clear. So the next thing is, now we will solve some examples so you see how to apply this method, okay? So we go to exercise number 6. So now we arrived at exercise number 6, problem 4, okay? So we arrived at exercise number 6, new page. So now we write exercise